Okay. Let me see. Let's get everybody in here. Pop out chat. Oh, can I make this light mode? That's bright. I like that. Okay. Hello. I can't tell if it's public or not. It's unlisted. Public. Publish. There we go. Okay. Doo 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 doo. Hello? Hello! Hi! I got it working! Hello, everybody! Welcome! Welcome to Weeb Wednesday! Oh, whoa, speak activated! Okay, here we go. We are going to make sure that I have mods. Oh, whoa, speak. Hi, guys. I'm on my second YouTube, right? Right? I better not be on the other one. Okay. Nice. I have to make some people mods. Oh, baby. Oh, should I put on? I'm gonna put on the silent voice music. This video is not gonna be monetized, is it? What if I did silent voice lo-fi? Okay. Let's see if that works. Let me know if that's too loud. Where do I go? Settings? Community? Add moderator. Alright, Griffin's our only mod. Okay, good. Griffin, no pressure. No pressure. I don't like this. What is this? This is awful. This is terrible. I hated that. What about this? So, how's the music volume? Is it decent? You guys don't hear music at all? Oh, Oh, I know why. I know why you don't. I know why you don't. I got this, don't worry. I am so good at what I do. You guys. Speakers. Audio. Desktop audio. Wait. There you go. Now you should be able to hear me. Hello? Wait. Oh, yeah. I'm a tech goddess. Silent voice music is silent. Great. That's what I do here. Make everything make sense. Hey guys, welcome to the second YouTube channel. We don't whisper here. Maybe sometimes, but probably not. Can I make this text bigger? My god, I am an old person. Manage moderators. Who else should I add? Music is a tad louder. Okay, I'll turn it down. Oh, I think I can turn this to... Okay, how's that? Is that better? Appearance. The only time I do day mode is because I am too... It's not that I'm too cheap to buy lights. It's just that I can't stand having something extra on this desk. I don't want a light to be plugged in also, you know? But I probably need it. Watch, I'm gonna make Discord light. But look it's gonna make such a difference. See, I have my own panel light right here. Just by doing light mode on Discord. Oh, Bpops, give me your... Go into Hammer Wielders and give me your link. Oh, you did. Bpops, you're such a good pop. Jimbo did it too. Hi, Jimbo. Okay, save. I do have a Discord. It's in the description box. I haven't started watching Tower of God because I'm highly against, personally and morally against, weekly episodic things. I don't like waiting a week. I like to watch the whole thing when I want to watch it. I don't want to wait. So I'm waiting for it to be done. But I've heard very good things. So I have to avoid spoilers, but I'm pretty good at that. Don't prove me wrong, please. So, hi guys, welcome to Weeb Wednesday. This is the first time we're live streaming it, so it really does feel like an anime club. We have everybody here. Hi Croa, Cozy Cakes, Cookster, Taylor, Jasmine, Legit, Lemon, Twisted, Citrus, Dragon, Fusion. So, it's like we're at a real anime club. And I just want to know, I need to know right now, did anyone in chat not complete your homework assignment? And that was to watch a silent voice. If you did not watch a silent voice, you have detention. You must watch all of JoJo now as your punishment. So some people didn't watch it, right? But I feel like most people did. So who did watch it? A lot of people did watch it, I think. Or had already seen it, because it's very popular. Oh my god, this music's already like... it's gonna get me. Okay. You don't want detention? Well, that you should have thought about that before you didn't do your homework assignment. You must go watch all of JoJo, starting with part 1. Nope. Does not count, Bpops, unless you have to be able to contribute to the class discussion. You must contribute to it. Who's Seraph? Part 1 is the only punishment, it's true. But then, you don't regret watching part 1 once you've finished it. Nobody regrets watching part 1. They just don't want to do it in the moment. Okay. I'm drinking coffee. Don't tell Ben. So you guys are just here because you're like, hey, GB's live, what's going on? Let me explain Weeb Wednesday again. Weeb Wednesday is an anime club because I really love anime. I've been super into anime, but I had this tendency to just watch what I liked over and over again and not watch new stuff, and like people would recommend stuff to me and I'm like, I'll get around to it. But I realized that it's way more fun to be able to talk about things just like a book club and sort of force myself to watch some of these anime that I never would have seen before. You literally can't run out of anime, trust me. So, you know, people who've never watched it before or wanted to try something or wanted an excuse, we have been doing a series every 2 weeks. So every Wednesday is Weeb Wednesday. On one week, we'll review the anime and assign the next one. And then on the filler episode week, so like the week in between, I've been releasing like some other video content that's anime or cosplay or mostly anime related. I failed you. I failed you and I did not post a video last week, which was big bad. Very unlike me. I'm not happy with myself, to be honest with you. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't post a video. But we were moving, you know? We were moving and it happens. So yeah. Wow. Yeah, let's try not to spam in chat. We're gonna be talking about a silent voice. And oh, should I could turn slow chat on. If I can find out how to do it. I mean, I even have top chat on. I don't even have live chat on. Yeah, you're sweating? Oh no. I have to turn on slow chat because some people spam. Not you guys, right? You guys don't spam, but just, you know, just in case a spammer were to come in, we'd want to be prepared. I don't know how to turn it on. I don't know, YouTube. Edit? How do you turn on slow mode? I feel like... Come on, buddy. YouTube. Live stream settings. Live chat. Slow mode. Haha, bitches. Seconds between messages. I'm gonna do a healthy 20 seconds, just so it's not spam. Okay, we'll see how that works. Okay, we're gonna do 20 seconds. Because I want you guys to be able to, you know, reply to what I'm saying. Sometimes I hate when slow mode's on, and then, like, they say something, and then the moment's gone by the time I'm even talking about it. So I have an ultra-wide monitor, a vertical monitor, and a monitor up here. So like I have a really high, like, above monitor, and it's been perfect to put anime on while I'm working. I have Discord, and I have like anime playing up there. It's high-key, low-key the best thing ever. Biggest flex of my life, to be honest. This music is hitting different. I don't know who Seraph is. I've already said that. BTS's life. What is Seraph? Please enlighten me. I don't know what that means. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about a silent voice. It's an anime. Have I seen Seraph at the end? I don't know what that means though. I don't think so. I've not seen Seven Deadly Sins either. I have my oh, Seraph of the End is an anime. Gotcha. No. I've not seen it. I'm very confused. I don't know what it is. You haven't seen Silent Voice? Matt! Welcome! You would love it. Maybe. I don't know. I can't tell. Sometimes I can't tell. I can't tell if you would like it or not. But yeah, Dennis, you have to send me your YouTube URL in our DMs. And then I'll make you a mod. I have my mod shit ready. I've seen Vinland Saga, it was fire. If you guys have a question on if I've seen an anime or not, I went ahead and I linked my Annie list in the description box below. And I don't think I missed any. I listed all the anime that I've seen. So all of your questions, like, have I watched Steins Gate? No. Have I watched Fairy Tail? No. You will be able to tell. I've not watched Samurai Champloo. I've watched 3 episodes. I'm gonna go ahead and just have my mods post the Annie list link every once in a while. Otherwise, we'll just sit here and I'll talk about what anime I've seen and haven't seen. You can just check the list. And I listed it all out. I've seen way less anime than I haven't seen, you know what I mean? So, I've seen A Silent Voice. Yeah. Listen, there's a lot of time for anime. I have plans to watch, like, there's like 25 anime on my short list to watch. Okay. Okay. So, I watched A Silent Voice last week. We watched many series now. We watched Carol and Tuesday, Cowboy Bebop, Beastars, and A Silent Voice? What am I missing? We only watched 4? No, I'm missing one. I'm definitely missing one. Help a Girl Out. What am I missing? Maybe that's it. My Love Story. Oh yeah, we also had My Love Story and Made in Abyss. Technically we had Made in Abyss too. But that was an extra one. And Castlevania was an extra, but that's not anime. And technically Your Name was extra, and we could talk about Your Name as well. So Your Name, sometimes we have a extra credit, and so Your Name was the extra credit this week. I'm so interested if anyone watched it for the first time. I can't wait to talk about what you thought. Let's talk about Silent Voice first. So Dennis, send me your URL. Yeah, Made in Abyss I had a lot of feelings on. Not great feelings. I think I posted, did I post a Made in Abyss review? I posted the review on Annie List, I think, a really short one. So this week, 2-week assignment was a Silent Voice. I made a short one, a movie. It was still 2 hours long, so I was surprised. I was like, damn. Usually when I sit down to watch an animated movie, I think that it's gonna be an hour and a half. I don't know why, I always think 90 minutes for an animated movie. And I was like, okay, she's long. And then, I'll let you know when we're talking about different things. I was like, okay, she's long. What I didn't know was that this was a manga series. And I was like, oh. And I'm actually very interested in reading the manga because right after I finished A Silent Voice, first of all, I cried. Second of all, I sat there. Second of all, I just like sat there contemplating. And that usually is what happens to me after I watch movies. I'm just like, wow, damn. Especially a movie like this, I'm like, damn. And then I instantly watched like 7 review videos on it and explanations on it. And a lot of the videos talked about the manga. I was like, okay, didn't know there was a manga. And it highlighted some pretty interesting, some of the videos highlighted some of these points that I thought were really interesting. And I'll get into that. But I think I might order the manga and read it because I actually feel like I would like it. Maybe like while listening to the soundtrack, reading the manga. So, A Silent Voice. If you didn't see it, we're about to talk about it. I'm about to give you full spoilers, full plot points, all that good stuff. So, to sum it up, let's see. It was about, we started off with trigger warning, a lot of suicide, a lot of depression, self-hatred themes in this movie. Wasn't expecting any of this. I love to go into things really not knowing anything. I knew it was about a deaf girl who got bullied. That's it. So basically, it opens and our main character, and I'm gonna open, I just want to make sure I get everybody's names right, because there's a lot of characters. So, we call him Shoya or Ishida? Which one do we want to call him? Shoya and Shoko, or Ishida and Shoko? I don't know why. I feel like they called him Ishida a lot, and they called her Shoko a lot. But anyway, our main character, Shoya. Shoya Ishida. You say Ishida? Okay, we'll say Ishida and Shoko. So, Ishida, our dude, we open on him, his day that he's decided to commit suicide. And I was like, what's happening? What is this movie already? And he goes into the bridge, and I feel like I was already a little thrown for a loop. I thought that it like looks like he jumps, but then he doesn't, and then he like goes back and like talks to his mom, and his mom is like, you tried to kill yourself, and then she's like, I'm gonna burn all this money. I'm like, no, don't burn the money. And then she's like, all right, I won't burn the money. And then she burns all the money by accident, and I was like, great. So then we flash back to like, what are they in 5th grade? 6th grade? And so Shoko, little girl, very cute, extremely cute, pink-haired girl, is the new student. We have the classic trope, Japanese trope, new student, and they're like, okay, go ahead and introduce yourself. She pulls out a notebook, and she's like, hi, my name's Shoko. You can use this notebook to communicate with me. I'm deaf. I can't hear. And then so Ishida is like, oh, this is intriguing, interesting, piques my interest. So this is where the manga comes into play. So apparently in the manga, they made not too much emphasis on this. In the movie, they show him playing with his friends and stuff like that. But in the manga, he's like really, his point in life is to never be bored. His biggest fear is that he's going to be bored. So I was like, okay, that's like an interesting almost difference. Like I think they play it off in the movie really well. But basically, she's something that's interesting, so she's like a toy that he's gonna play with. It's obviously gonna go well. She's a person, she's a human being. You can't play with a person. Basically, he just starts bullying her and is honestly like, and you could see it, just the way that they animated his face. Like the animation, I'm gonna go all over the place because we're live here. So and I watched this a week ago. The animation was unreal. Unreal good. I started watching Kakegururi like right after this, and I was like, Jesus Christ, the animation is so basic. And like, it's not that Kakegururi, like the animation isn't even bad. It's like good. But this like high budget, beautiful animation, I'm like, oh, feed me. Like literally just feed me. Full course, meal, buffet, and beautiful animation. So when his face, he like lights up because like she's like, I'm deaf, and he's like, oh, this is interesting, this is something. And I'm like, oh my god, like the expressions on people's faces were unreal. Really liked that. Throughout the whole movie, like everything was gorgeous. And to further on the plot, very realistic, I think, to real life and how like middle school kids act. You know, she starts getting bullied, and I think that the depiction of bullying has to be the most on point depiction of bullying I've ever seen, where it's like we see that Ishida is clearly bullying her, like ripping out her hearing aids, which would never fly. First of all, the teacher is a piece of shit. A lot of people in this movie, I think, are a piece of shit. The teacher's a piece of shit. Like, literally doesn't stop them. Like, that would never fly. But he's, like, throwing out her hearing aids, like, pushing her, like, taking her notebook and, like, writing mean stuff in it and things like that. So, one girl, all of his friends, they, like, sort of go along with it, and they laugh, and they're like, we're not the bullies, he's the bully. But they're just as bad because they're encouraging him, and, you know, I kind of stand behind that, like, you're just as bad. It's an interesting moral thought. So one girl stands up for her when they're like, we're gonna learn sign language. And then, oh my god, okay, so let me get all these girls' names. Ueno. Ueno was the dark-haired girl, the bitchy girl. Ueno. Do you remember her? So she is like, I don't like that this girl is getting all the attention. She was like a very classic, I don't like that Shoko's getting all this attention. She's making things like different. Like things were good and now things are different. So I think that she's probably like the most easily disliked character. But I do think she was extremely well written. So you can see how like she was used to getting all the attention. She was used to getting what she wanted. She was used to her life. And Shoko did change their lives, but the immature thing about Ueno is that she doesn't realize that it's, you know, like life is always going to change, and it's her fault for acting the way she did towards Shoko. Like it didn't have to be bad, she made it bad. Ueno made it bad. So it's like Ueno's right that Shoko changed their lives, but it's Ueno's fault that it was changed badly, if that makes sense. So she's like, we don't want to learn sign language. And then another girl stands up, and her name was Sahara. So Sahara stands up and she's like, I will learn sign language with you. So you got a little buddy. But then the buddy starts getting bullied for being friends with Shoko, so she leaves the school. So when Sahara, the only one who decided to be Shoko's friend, leaves the school, that starts her arc, Sahara's arc, in basically being like, she was a coward. She didn't stand up for Shoko until the end. She just ran away from the bullying and left. So then finally, as always, like, the higher power gets involved. The principal comes in and they're like, girls being bullied. Anybody else in middle school, this exact thing happened to us in middle school. Like, we had to be, I mean, it was really interesting. Like, I'll let you in on a part of my life, and like, it's again, like, very relatable, where like, we had this girl in our middle school, and it was a small class like that. We had a girl in our middle school, and she was very, like, odd, but mean. So she was mean to my friends and rude, and like, and so I was like, this is not, like, I don't like when people are mean to my friends. Like, I'm extremely, like, loyal, like, especially in middle school. So I didn't like this girl, obviously. And so a lot of people didn't like this girl because of her attitude. Like, she wasn't deaf. I think Shoko's gotta be like the most sympathetic / pathetic person. But we had like a similar situation, I would say, where it's like the girl was like not a nice girl. This girl was not a nice girl. So people bullied her because we like didn't like her. And it wasn't the like very straightforward bullying that like Ishida did. It was more just the like, there was definitely like tension and problems between the girls. So we like had to get, and it happened with the boys too. There was a boy that was like, the boys didn't like this other boy and the girls were not involved. But 2 times, the whole like class was sat down and like the bullying was addressed, and you're like, so who's doing it? Who's doing the bullying? It was just really interesting. I mean, I wouldn't, it was definitely like a moral vagueness, and it makes you think, you know? But it wasn't a deaf girl. We did not steal her hearing aids or push her or anything like that. It was, exactly. That's what I remember, is that she was mean to my friend. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna talk to you anymore. If you're being mean, I don't fucks with that, basically. And it wasn't just me. I'm just talking about what I did, because I'm not gonna get into the whole story. So, yeah, this is super out of context. Anyway, I was like, oh my god, this is like so classic. Like, sitting down with the principal, and they're like, there's bullying going on, and we were like, we're not bullying. She's mean. Like, she's rude. But in this case, they're like, we're not bullying, you know, she's disrupted our life, she's done all this stuff, which honestly, of course, in the silent voice, Shoko deserved 0 of the bullying she got, like literally 0. So I think that the problem was honestly, like, objectively, that Shoko should not have been going to a normal school. She needed to go to somewhere that could accommodate her deafness. You know what I mean? Like, that would be a perfect world where it's like, they clearly weren't equipped for her or ready for her. So I was like sad for Shoko, because it would be such a hard thing, and I think like the whole movie really revolved around not being able to communicate, like not being able to express yourself or connect with your classmates on the same level. You know, she never had a chance to communicate. She had a notebook. That was it. That's a notebook. She didn't have like the teacher giving her notes. They had to put the pressure on the other students to take notes for her and like stuff like that. So I thought it was really unfair. Like, the institution was not good for her. I don't think that they should have put her in a special school, ergo. I think that the school wasn't equipped for her. You know what I mean? Like, if the school just plopped her in like a normal student, and she's not a normal student. Does that make sense? Where it's like, the teacher should have, you know, had notes ready for her. There should have been way better communication. it should have been right off the bat, we're learning sign language and stuff like that. So all of this stirs the pot for some drama. And then really powerful scene, I thought, was when Ishida and Shoko are outside and we almost have like the potential for a nice moment to happen. There's like this tension where Shoko is like, I want to be friends with you, and Shoya is just like, I think, taken aback by this. He's been so mean to her. He's throwing her notebook in the pond and everything, and or he hasn't thrown it yet, but he's like, you're creepy, get away from me, and throws dirt in her face. And I was like, oh my god. And Shoko was so pathetic and so sympathetic, and I'm like, oh baby, no. Baby, no, because already from such a young age she's saying like she wants to be friends. She feels like the burden. She's apologizing. So he didn't understand what she was saying. Yeah. So there was really like, you know, that was definitely a huge like emotional peak, I think. And yeah, he definitely didn't understand what she's saying because she tried to say it out loud because she wanted to communicate how they communicate. And she said like, I want to be friends. And so I think that's when he throws her notebook into the pond and she gives up. There's a lot of throwing notebooks into water, to be honest with you. But anyway, after the principal comes in, everybody starts pointing fingers, blah, blah, blah. Once again, this is super realistic where they're like, well, Ishida was the one who was technically doing all of it. Oh, when he was writing on the board and then he was like, I'll erase it for you. And she's like, thank you. I'm like, bitch, don't. I think a lot of it was like, to me, borderline over the top, but I appreciated it still. Yes, I know the dub was actually a deaf actress. Was the original? So anyway, they get in trouble. Ishida points fingers at Ueno. Ueno's like, how could you do that? They point fingers at, what's her name? Kawaii. Kawaii? Biggest bitch of the game. Biggest bitch of the game because she has no self-awareness. She thinks that she is so innocent and so righteous. So Kawaii, the blonde girl with the glasses, she's like, I can't believe that you accused me of bullying. And I'm like, Kawaii, you're just as bad as them. Okay? Oh my god. No, this is about an anime. So, she's not technically a fake bitch. She's like a very unaware, very not self-aware person. She had gray hair. I thought she had like very blonde, like ash blonde. So a lot of these characters I think were written so well. So well. Very interesting, realistic personalities that I've seen in real life. And then his other two guy friends, they kind of leave him. And the other guy friend, he didn't get a ton of screen time. I think he was supposed to be more important in the manga, and I'm just like, Yeah, very. So, Ishida starts getting bullied. Ishida starts getting bullied because it's easy now that he's been labeled as a bully, even though all of his actions have clearly been bullying and they never stopped him. But now that he's a bully, it's easy to pick the righteous path. I'm gonna be a hero, not a villain like Ishida. If you're a bully, you bullied a deaf girl. Like, we're gonna all be mean to him. So, Ishida, and this was crazy, and this is the plot that I did not see coming. His life goes to shambles, and I thought it was such an interesting situation to explore in a movie. And it was very intriguing, and I loved it. And it's basically, you know, the bully becomes the bullied, and he literally, like, his life is ruined. His life is ruined because he like can see firsthand that when you don't connect socially, how important it is to connect socially and to have positive communication and a positive community as a kid growing up. You know, like, those things are crucial. Like, community support, having your peers, like having like friends is really important. And you can see, like, in real life how lacking that can affect somebody's self-esteem and can affect somebody's self-worth and can affect somebody's anxiety. So he got mad social anxiety, and what the movie did really, really well, and I want to remember the name of the director because she is a beast. Naoko Yamada. Okay, so she directed this. She's a beast. The cinematography in this movie was wild. It was so good. So they utilize a lot of stuff like, they would always show like the feet. And that was because, you know, our main character, we're seeing through his lens. He has mad social anxiety. He won't look anybody in the eye. And so, like, we get the feeling of him, like, always looking down by literally putting the camera down onto the floor. They made a really bold choice, I think, with the X's on people's face. So now that Ishida's, like, older and he's, like, developed some pretty severe social anxiety, there's X's, literally X's on people's face. I thought that was bold, but I thought it paid off. Like, I think it was really, really good. And it was super, super satisfying the first time one of the X's fell. And you could, like, see that it could go away. And it was, like, such a breath of fresh air to see somebody's full face, you know, not hidden. So, like, yeah, the X's were in the manga as well. So I liked it a lot. Another note that I really liked with the cinematography is something that there's like a pretty common thing to do, but something that worked so well in this is like when two characters are feeling distant or like disconnected or something, it's popular to like put something in between them physically. So they do this a lot. They'll put something in between the two characters, like while they're talking, when they're like tense or like not connecting all of a sudden. So when they were at the and I'm gonna talk about the scene, the amusement park, and Ishida and Ueno are sitting on the bench. There's like this massive tree in between them because they're like so split. And so like that's a super, super common thing. Like once you learn about that, like now that you know that, you'll notice it in every movie that you watch. Like placing characters in different spots of the scene and putting things in between them or not between them, like making them look closer than they are, making them look farther away than they are, having like a more powerful character like literally be like on the top of the stairs, whereas like a lesser powerful character is on the bottom of the stairs, like stuff like that all the time is like fun to notice. And like once you start noticing it, it's very cool. So yeah. The mise en scène. There's so much mise en scène in this baby. You should definitely watch it again. So, anywho, Ishida grows up. He's got mad social anxiety, and he has not stopped thinking about Shoko, who eventually transferred. She transferred in middle school and left. And he hasn't stopped thinking about her, and I have chills. So he goes to find her, and what I was confused about, I think that I think my biggest complaint about the movie is something fairly small. It's just that I think there was a lot of confusion. I'm like, wait, what's going on? Wait, who? The communication? And I don't know if it's intentional or not. I'm like, I could easily write this off as intentional. Whereas a lot of the communication to me, it did not feel like normal humans interacting. Like the way that they talked and like, or like met up, or like, you know what I mean? Like even when they were friends, or like, I'm like, just text them. Like if you want to see where they are, just call them. Or like, a lot of like weird, I think, human interactions or something. Yes, I felt very confused sometimes. I was like, wait, what's going on? So that was definitely my biggest complaint. So I think, and I only gathered this after I like looked up stuff after watching it, was when he went to go see her at the sign language after school class or whatever that was. That was the day that he was gonna commit suicide, and he was going to apologize to her because that was like basically on his checklist to do. And I didn't get that. I didn't really know where that was time-wise. So yeah, they use email. That's what Ben asked too. I think they use Line now a lot. James lived in Japan for like 2 years, and they use Line. I think email. They did email a lot in My Love Story. I feel like it's just like a little old. Like the tech, it's hard to, yeah. That's what I think so too. Like everything, like communication is such a main part of the story. Like the fact that all communication was so awkward and confusing through the whole fucking movie. Yeah. Abrupt interactions are intentional. See, exactly. So he had the notebook. So basically, when he threw the notebook for the last time and she did not go to retrieve it, this was something that was touched on like every single video, and like such a good point that was just hammered home was that like when Shoko didn't go after her notebook, it was thrown into the water. She lost her form, like she lost her will to communicate. She lost her way to communicate. She did not have it anymore. So she left the school. So he comes back with this notebook and gives her back her means of communication. And from something that affected both of them for so long, this was like such a big deal. Which I was like, okay. Not a little, I can't tell if it's like heavy-handed or like, I don't know. But it's good. I liked it. So she's happy to see him, which I thought was very sweet. And this was the day where he was going to commit suicide. So he says, I want to be friends with you. And he did not mean to say that. He just meant to apologize and leave forever. So he sees her, and I think he like almost sees a future in her. And I was like, boom, after like thinking back on it. So I know. I guess the whole point of the movie is like they could have fixed this by just talking, but they can't, so that's the point of the movie. So anyway, I'm going really slow through this plot because I'm basically just reviewing the movie while talking through the plot. It ended up being, yeah, I want to be friends. I thought it was really cute. Yeah. So they start kind of hanging out, and people don't know how to feel about that. His mom slaps him, or her mom slaps him, which I thought was wild. And then there's this little boy who's dating Shoko, and for some reason, Ishida believes this, for some godforsaken reason. Ishida's like, oh yes, this is definitely her legitimate boyfriend. But it's her little sister. Shoko's little sister. That reveal was very cute, albeit obvious to the audience on purpose, I assume. And we kind of start seeing Shoko's family and how Shoko's family is affected by her deafness. And I don't know if they tell us in the anime, but in like the manga, her dad leaves because he can't deal with a deaf child. So like she really does feel, and this is like the second huge theme, is that what Shoko feels is that she is a burden on everybody. It's her fault. Which to me is like so heart-wrenchingly sad. Because you just want to grab her. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you deserve the sympathy, you know? Like Christ. And like she does affect people's lives, but it's not her fault. It's not your fault. It's not her fault. And Ishida starts to kind of feel the same thing, where it's like, he feels like he negatively affects people, so he distances himself from people and wants to, like, thinks that he doesn't deserve to live. You know, not wanting to feel like a burden, I think, is something that's super relatable. I think that Shoko just feels it on, like, a maximum level. So her little sister, what's her little sister's name? Do you guys remember? Yuzuru? She takes pictures of dead animals. And this got me. I don't know why this got me, but this part got me. She takes pictures of dead animals because she wants Shoko to see them and be scared by them. And, you know, like, Yuzuru knows that Shoko is suicidal. And, like, as a little sister, like, she's so scared. She sees a dead animal. And she just thinks about how her sister could end up like that animal, you know? She could be dead. And that's something that, like, a little sister shouldn't have to think about and shouldn't have to worry about. And, like, every single time you see a dead animal as a kid, you know? You never, I mean, hopefully you never thought about it in that context. Just, like, very sad. I was like, ugh. So I thought that plot point was interesting too. A lot of very well-written characters. I thought this birthday party with the mom was hilarious and adorable. When Ishida's like so nervous and the mom's just sitting there with the giant hat, like literally this big. Yeah, that's why the pics, exactly. There's like I said, this movie is really long, and so it is like an emotional roller coaster. It just like drags you through. The communication is poor on purpose. It's confusing potentially on purpose. And then we get into this part, and I'm just gonna call him Mineta because what the hell? This kid is literally Mineta. What is his name? What's his name? Oh, I can open it and see their pictures. Very nice. Tomohiro. Nagatsuka. I'm gonna call him Mineta. Because he looks like Mineta. Ben is literally like, haha, that kid has Mineta hair. And then he ended up being like a main character. He's Mineta, but less of a pervert and more of just like a Gumby. So we make our first friend, Mineta. And this kid is so funny, so full of personality, super loyal. And we start breaking down the barriers. And I really like that he worked as a catalyst so that he could have like an excuse to like go talk to Shoko again. And there was a lot of like feeding the koi, and there was also symbolism with the koi, man. Like there's 5 koi in the beginning and each one represented a character, and the colored one was Shoko and Ishida. And I'm like, bro, I have to watch this like 7 more times. You know? But some of the more meaningful scenes, I think, for me was the amusement park scene. And, oh my god. Oh yeah, and then we see Ueno, like, at the Kitty Cat Cafe, and oh, whatever. Basically, the amusement park scene, to me, first of all, I, like, cried when he was, like... I have this moment all the time. When he was like walking down the path, they're walking to the next ride or whatever, and he's just like looking around and like being self-aware of where he is and like seeing all his friends around him, and he's like, I don't know how I deserve to be so happy. Am I allowed to be this happy? I think he said. And I was like, because that's kind of like relatable. You know when something's like too good? You're like too happy, you're like, I don't deserve to be this happy. Or even when something is going so well that you almost get anxious that it can't go so well, so something bad must be coming. Which is like such a sad way to live, but such a relatable thing. Yeah. But I think that a lot of us felt a lot of these feelings to an extent, especially growing up, and then like obviously in our adulthood as well. But yeah, when stuff is going, yeah. But it was such an interesting scene. It was more than a scene, I guess, with the amusement park, because I don't like a lot of the friends that he ended up being friends with. You know? So who do we have? Little sister, perfect. Mineta, hilarious. Ueno, don't think she deserves to be friends. Sahara, good. She's good. She seems like a genuinely good person. Kawaii, bad person. And then like the redhead kid, Satoshi, weird. I think he had a lot more to do in the manga, but in the anime I was like, get out of here. You're like creeping me out, honestly. They're flawed people. I admire that they stick with one another, but it more reminded me of like, they all think they're flawed, so they're kind of are just like banded together because they have nobody else and not because they actually do well together. Like, I feel like once they gain more healthy habits and connections, I feel like they should branch off to different types of people. You know, does that make sense? So then Ueno is like, Shoko, come ride the Ferris wheel with me. And I'm like, stay away from her, bitch! But they let Shoko go with her by herself for some godforsaken reason. They let her go. And that was literally the meanest, saddest, hardest to watch scene is when we watched the tape of what she said to her trapped in a Ferris wheel, saying literally the meanest shit. And she's like, we hate each other, you don't have to pretend, blah blah blah. And Shoko's like, I don't hate you, I hate myself. Literally so straightforward. I don't even know how to process like how sad it was. She hit her, yes! Literally, I don't know how they kept letting Ueno be around either. It literally was so, like, a fictional character was being so mean to another fictional character that I was genuinely so sad, you know? I was like, damn, like, that is so fucking mean. And, like, I just want to give Shoko the biggest, you just want to give Shoko the biggest hug. Like, the biggest hug. So I'm like, I'm not okay with any of this. Ueno is well written, she has a lot of depth, she has an arc. But I'ma fisticuffs her out of this. Boom. So, we move on to I think the next big scene. What would you guys say the next big scene is? There's Ishida yelling at all the friends. There's Ishida yelling at all the friends, which was like a very uncomfortable, on purpose, uncomfortable, painful scene to watch, of course. Don't really remember how that happened. Grandma dies. Grandma fucking dies. That's great. And then we have the summer where Ishida basically is like, I'm just gonna make it up to Shoko. I'm gonna only spend time with Shoko, and like basically becomes manic. He cowers in the corner, gives up trying to talk to them. Oh no, this music. Bitch, I'm gonna cry. Don't listen to me. Oh no. So anyway. A lot of things happen. And I think that when he pushes all the friends away and he's like, I'm just gonna make it up to Shoko because Ishida has a lot of self-loathing and guilt, and then Shoko sees that he is getting hurt by her, so in his quest to not hurt her, he's indirectly hurting her, and she is feeling overwhelming guilt for existing and being a burden. Sad. I'm sad. Are you sad? Because I'm fucking sad by this point. So Ishida's being like manic, essentially. Only hanging out with her. They go to the fireworks. I did not see this coming. I did not see this coming. Did anybody see this coming? And I think that is good writing. you know, because in hindsight, you see it coming. When you're watching it, you don't see it coming. And that's like so real. So, oh, the I love you scene. Oh, right before we talk about the fireworks. When she goes to confess her love to him and she says skida, or, you know, whatever means I love you, and Suki T-S-K-U-I or something. It means moon. It also means I love you. He heard moon. He was confused. Communication failed her. And, oh my god, she said that he didn't understand her, and just, I thought it was interesting. And like, I'm like, just write it down. But I also know that like, that's not the point. Like, she wanted to say it. She wanted to say it. Why didn't you just write it down? This is not silent voice anymore. This is Ghibli chill. Whatever, we'll go with it. This video is probably gonna be muted, demonetized, oh, whatever. We're vibing. Bye, Bebop, see you soon. Ishida did tell her to use a notebook, and she didn't. And I'm like, bro, it's okay. Use sign language. Sign language is legitimate too. Anyway, we get to the fireworks scene. They're having a beautiful, perfect day. Night. And I guess she's just overwhelmed by it all. Like, I guess she's just overwhelmed by everything. And she's like, I have to go. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, oh no. No, 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 no. And that was so intense. That was so intense. When he runs up to her, and she lost her hearing also, like, I guess I never really knew how much hearing she had, but that was part of it too. So he goes home, thank God, because he didn't know either. He's just going to get some camera. And sees her on the ledge. And is like trying to get to her. It's like you're in like a fucking nightmare. Like you can't run fast enough. You're tripping over shit. And he's screaming her name. And she can't hear it. She can't hear it. Once again, communication fails them. Yeah, me. No, 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 no. No, no, no. So she does jump and he grabs her. And I thought this was interesting too, because like you can see that like if that really happened in real life and you're trying to hold on to somebody, like that shit is hard. Like you can't pull them up like that. They're heavy. She's at least like 100 pounds probably. I don't know how fucking big she is, but hard in your mouth. Exactly. Very panicky. So I was like, this movie just drags your body, heart, and soul through fucking mud. So he falls, goes into a coma. She survives. I guess dislocates her shoulder. Now she can't really do sign language that well. Once again, her communication is poor. And there was a really interesting scene with his mom, Ishida's mom. And it's just interesting because like Shoko, because she felt like a burden, almost became like a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's not her fault that she felt like a burden, because people did like bully her and treat her like shit and like made her feel like she was a burden. And then like because she felt that way, she ended up like actually and like trying not to affect Ishida's life, she affects his life. So he's in a coma, I guess. The mom can't forgive her, which I liked. You know what I mean? I thought it was a good scene. It was like uncomfortable. I liked it. Every time Shoko cried, I died inside. I just died inside. And then, Ueno. I don't understand this. Ueno gatekeeps his room and is like, y'all shall not pass. I'm the only one taking care of him. Bitch, get out. You caused this. Which, like, true. It's so confusing. It's very confusing. And I like it because it was confusing. It's good writing. It's But Ishida survives. And I guess this is kind of when everyone's like, all right, we're gonna get our shit together. Is that what happened? I'm like a little fuzzy from that. Everyone kind of makes up, and then it's the school festival arc. Is that, am I missing anything big? Because I feel like then it's like, my next memory is like the school festival. Is there anything else that I didn't cover that was really important? Oh, them meeting at the bridge. Oh, ow. So, how he gets out of the coma is he finally hears her. She's at the bridge that they're normally at, and she is like yelling because she just wants to reach him and she just wants to communicate with him, and it works in not very realistic anime fashion. Not very realistic fashion, but in anime fashion. He awakens out of his coma and rips everything. His mom thanks Shoko. Oh, I don't remember that. I need to rewatch maybe we need to rewatch some scenes or something. So, rips out his IVs. Maybe it's just because I'm from America and I feel like you would never be able to like escape. But anyway, he comes out and is like, she's like, Ishida, and he's like, what? In his hospital gown. And she's crying, and I'm dead inside, and it's sort of, they're like turning a new leaf. And it was a very sweet scene. Yeah? So. Where she touched his chest to see if she wasn't dreaming. Oh, baby. American healthcare, they're like, pay up. So yeah. Then shit kind of turns around and he's like, okay, I see how this can affect people. Yeah. Everybody is, oh, Shoko's mom fighting Ueno. Good times, man. Then it's a school festival. He's like, all right, I'm gonna look people in the eye. Proceeds to get super nervous, which I thought was adorable and relatable. Hides in the bathroom. Mineta is a bro, comes and gets him. And then we have the most beautiful scene of the movie, which is the end of the movie, the last scene. And I thought it was hilarious, like when he opened the classroom door and everybody stared at him and like all the X's flapped up on their face and he's like, fuck this, I'm not doing this. But they're like, no, come on bitch, you're gonna be fine. So he goes out and I'll play the song. Where was that? Was it the last one? So like this song, and he's like, walks out and he sees it is a beautiful day and his community is around him and everybody's here and he sees the faces of everybody he loves and he sees all the beautiful people, and I'm like, bro, this is so good. Where was it? Speed of Youth. And I'm gonna like basically, and then all the X's drop to the ground. He sees everybody's faces and he's like, you know, life's not so bad and everything's gonna be okay, and it's a very hopeful end, and I'm like, bro, pure positive vibes. He was comfortable looking at people. Feet shots, so many feet shots, and then face, and we see everybody's face and everybody around him, and it's beautiful, and he cries, and I'm like, bah, bah. And that was like right when the movie ended, I was just like, you know, we never see his sister's face. Oh, can we talk about the sister's baby, Maria? Yeah, the faces of those who changed his life. Which I thought was weird, we didn't see his mom's face, but that's fine. Yeah. Where's like the really nice part where it all explodes? I like that part. You know what I'm talking about. Silent voice end. It's so good. I don't have good screen share options for you right now, but it's good. And I'm probably gonna get my video deleted from YouTube. and he uncovers his ears and he looks up. Bless. So anyway, I really fucking like this movie. I really, really liked it. It was not what I expected because I usually go... I heard a lot of things about this movie. I heard this was the best movie ever, and I heard I'm gonna cry. And... oh, all the X's just fell. Am I gonna keep doing what? What? I'm just gonna sit here and cry? I can so just sit here and cry. Okay. I'm recapping the ending 17 times so you guys understand how good of an ending scene this was. But I really enjoyed this movie. And somebody just said this. Oh, and he's crying. He's like wiping his face. I'm gonna lose it again. Bro! Oh, and the dot. This is what I want to talk about. The dot. This was confusing. It's like this tiny little light. It's like go towards the light. And in the beginning we see it and it's like one little person. And in the end, like the little dot of light is like 2 people. I was like, okay. Get the fuck out of here, Ueno. You're not invited to the party. So a lot of complaints I saw about this was like that they weren't romantic, and usually that is my biggest complaint. I'm like, hug, kiss, get together, blah 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 blah. For some reason, it did not cross my mind during this movie. It did not upset me. It didn't feel lacking. I actually think it would have definitely cheapened it if it was like, we're dating now, because they're both super, like, they need to work on themselves. They can't just like be together and like rely on each other. Like I think we can assume that it'll happen and they're going to like get better together. And I think we can assume that, like, I'm sure they'll be together romantically in the future. And, like, I could only assume that they're going to be married and happy for the rest of their lives. But it was funny because, like, I felt like everything was so much deeper. Like, the point and, like, everything I was, like, thinking about. It didn't, like, really cross my mind. I was like, they kiss! They should kiss! I'm like, okay. For once, I didn't, yeah. It's a movie about learning to love yourself through others, which I think is a way more unique and impactful angle on the story. I liked that. Yeah. So, could they? Yes. Should they? I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah, she said she loved him. They're definitely both interested in each other, so you can kind of interpret that they're going to be together. So that's good. Anyway, I don't even know what I rated this. This is an interesting rating, I feel like. What did I rate this? What did I rate it? I rated it high. I have a new computer. I'm not signed in. I rated it high. I did not rate it higher than Your Name. I rated it an 8.9. Okay. I did rate that right after I watched it. And then honestly, after watching some reviews, I feel like I could push it. I feel like I could push it to that 9. I feel like I should and will push it at least to a 9. I have it at an 8.9 right now. I think I'll give it a 9. I think that's fair. I have Mob Psycho, JoJo Part 4, Full Metal Alchemist. I have them as 9s. I feel like this is a 9. I have Your Name as a 9.9, to be fair. So, yeah. What else did I want to talk about? The music. Okay, the music. Obviously, the music was good. Obviously, the music was amazing. I am so happy and so impressed with, like, how much thought went into the music and how much it emotionally affected the scenes. And so I looked into it a little bit, and something that I noticed in the soundtrack when I was listening back to it is if you guys play piano, you can hear, like, it's obviously a real piano and not a keyboard. You can hear in the piano there's, like, this, like, the hammers in the back, and they're, like, covered with felt. And you could, like, hear it. and it like felt like somebody was like they pressed on the pedal for a long time, and you could hear the hammer, like the actual like physical movements of the piano. And I looked it up, and they had the microphone inside the piano, and I was like, boom, I knew it. It sounded like you could hear the difference. And so that tended to happen more when there was super awkward moments. And then there was like, if you really look into it, they put so much thought into the music. When they're in middle school and Shoko's just getting introduced to the school, the music is very disjointed. So it's like the piano, like the dung dung dung, and it's like there's a lot of space in between. But if you play it fast, it was Bach or Beethoven, one of the like the homeboys. They're like super classic warm up for piano players, like students, where it's like you needed to like know that warm up in order to connect and play like piano, because it like helped your hand like connect all the like communication, but it was broken. A lot of good shit. A lot of good, very thoughtful stuff. So I was very impressed with the director. I love the colors. I love the animation. Wonderful. I love the voice acting. It was long, but that was fine. I talked about it all. I talked about everything. Wow. Go me. So, if you guys have any thoughts, let me know. Was there anything that I missed? Anything that really stuck out to you? The light at the end of the tunnel was a metaphor for the little light, and it was her who lit up his life. Thank you. How was the dub? I did not watch the dub. I feel like this sort of thing, I feel like it's a disservice to watch the dub. I'm just really happy this movie exists. The talk with the moms, the two moms, that was very powerful. The dub was good. Yay. Okay. Shoko's mom's reaction really stuck with me. Was it because you could like see how other people were affected by it? You think it's a 10? That's good, Dennis. That's good. The koi imagery for sure. They do get together after the film. Confirmed canon. Bye, Shadowbolts. Thank you for coming. Yep, Shoko's VA for the dub was actually hearing impaired. I heard that too. But I thought her Japanese voice actress was amazing as well. You rated an 8 out of 5, 8.5? Okay. You really love the hospital scene? Movie's definitely a 10 out of 10. 9.2. Anybody didn't like it? Anybody think it was bad? Or like, I feel like it's pretty objectively good. Like, I feel like it's one of those things where you could say that it personally wasn't for you, but I feel like it would be hard to argue that this movie was bad. You thought it was a lot better than Your Name? Okay. Okay. I feel like that's definitely a personal preference. Especially, I think, depending on where and how much you can relate to either movie. I fell off a roof and was in a coma for 2 months? No. You can't relate any harder, dude. That's crazy. Yeah. Yes! Ergo! Literally. Ben was like, Ishida is Legoshi. Isn't that so true? Ishida is fucking Legoshi, except for Legoshi I think it's a little more like fantastical, and he's like, it's way less about the social anxiety, obviously. Your Name is so cheesy. It's not cheesy. I made friends that don't watch anime watch it, and they loved it more than other stuff. Oh, okay. I feel like Ghibli, people like go insane over Ghibli, but I actually feel like other anime movies are more, I don't know, like it's easier to like have non-anime lovers like them. Oh, that would be super spicy, Rocky. I think I might do that. You'd have to confirm that you've seen both. You can't just vote for the one that you've seen. You have to watch both. There is a lot. I would agree that there's more meaning in a silent voice. I'd agree with that than Your Name. So who watched Your Name for the first time? Who watched it for the first time? Okay, we have a couple people who saw it for the first time. What did you guys think? What did you think? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put on some Your Name music. This is so good. Dennis, you haven't seen it at all? Holy shit. Go watch it. Go watch it right now. What are you doing, Dennis? Go. Oh my god. Fucking animal. Oh, I like date. You didn't understand what was happening. The second watch through is infinitely more clear. I remember being confused the first time I saw it. Alright, get out of here, Dennis. Go. You also need to watch JoJo. You do need to watch JoJo. It was confusing when you have no idea what's going on, and there's a lot of plot twists, I would say. But damn, this movie really done gets me. It is so good. Did you guys like it? Were you like happy that you watched it? And it's interesting to watch both of these for the first time at the same time. I thought this music was stunning. I still don't get if she's alive or not. Yes, she is. Spoilers. Obviously, we're talking about Your Name. We're talking about the whole plot. We're talking about spoilers. Kimi no Na wa, spoilers. So I was really happy with, and I keep returning to Your Name because the ending is good. The ending is satisfying and happy. Thank God. They could have made it so sad or ambiguous or whatever. But literally, the ending's so good. So basically, it's happening at different times, but then they meet at in the present. So they do meet, and everything's fine, and everything's good. You wish it was more emotional? I feel like I have a personal pet peeve. I have a pet peeve about people saying you're gonna cry. When I'm like, oh, I want to watch this movie, you're gonna cry. Oh my god, you're gonna cry. Oh my god, you're so gonna cry. Oh my god, it's the most emotional thing I've ever seen. You're gonna cry. I'm like, oh great. I'm going into this movie, now I'm like waiting for it the whole time. And then I'm like picturing like the worst thing ever. So like when it does happen, then I'm like, I'm not crying because I'm like expected this. And so you're just like, just let people watch it. Be like, oh great, let us know what you think. Let us know what you think. Bring the tissues. I fucking hate it. It's literally such a pet peeve of mine. Such a pet peeve of mine. Yeah. I watched Coco last night. People like, you're gonna cry. And I'm like, and then I cried. But that shit was unfair. Coco was unfair. So. I love crying. Love that shit. But yeah. Anyway, Your Name to me is a 9.9. I think I deducted it a point because of slightly confusing. The side characters I think were extremely unnotable in Your Name. You know, also the funniest thing is for the longest time I could not remember their names, and I've seen this movie I think 5 times. The last time I saw it, I made sure to remember their name, Taki and Mitsuha. But I literally couldn't remember their names, and it was so funny every single time. Yeah. Despicable. But I thought it was funny that I couldn't fucking remember their names. Like, I don't know, they purposefully picked non-memorable names. But yeah. This one was much more fantastical, romantic, about the connection between these two people, whereas A Silent Voice was about societal communication and connection, and less about two people, more like about a whole. So yeah. Oh, I'm gonna cry. I love this. I love them. Bah. Bah. That was beautiful. The animation was stunning. Such a nice movie to watch. Ugh. I love body swap trope. I think it's hilarious every single time. So, that was about it. I want to look into some of like the cinematography analyzing sort of things in this movie. It just makes you feel some type of way deep inside your heart that like I don't feel a lot. So it's definitely like, for some reason this movie does that to a lot of people. And so like I have to give credit where credit's due. I want to see Weathering with You. I mean, I've over-listened to this soundtrack 7 bajillion times. I don't know these songs on the piano now. So good though. Anyway, I'm glad you guys watched this. I'm really, really glad that I finally watched A Silent Voice. It hits in such a weird way. Like, I think that I don't even know if I want to analyze it. I think I might just want to enjoy it. But every single time I watched it, it like really fucking hits me. Like the end when they finally fucking see each other and they're holding hands and she's like, I see you, and she's like, I'm here, and they're like, I'm gonna write on your hand. I'm just like, ah! Gets me every time. So there. You can relate to A Silent Voice much more because you physically cannot speak. That's what I'm saying, whereas like I feel like A Silent Voice has the potential for you to like relate extremely heavily to it depending on your situation. That's really interesting. Yeah. It's frustrating, but at least it pays off. It really pays off. Oh my god, you guys, stop. Don't post spoilers of anime we're not talking about. Lord. But yeah. You lose the sensation of time and space when watching Your Name. Yes, the payoff was iconic. Agreed. We fucking love JoJo here. I love JoJo so much. I don't even watch anime. Oh baby, why are you here? Okay. So it's been an hour and a half. I was only gonna stream for an hour. My bad. But I'm really pleased with these movies. I always like making people watch this movie, so glad I could get a handful of you to watch it. I'm so glad you enjoyed. I loved A Silent Voice. I loved analyzing it. This will probably not be a formal video. I'm just gonna post this live stream. Apologies to anybody who's watching this back. This is super unorganized. But James has been quarantining. I have been quarantining. So he is coming to stay with me for this weekend. And we're gonna be streaming on Twitch tomorrow. And we're gonna be filming some content for our filler episode next week. So we'll be doing something fun there. And the next anime that's up, that's due in 7 days, because I'm doing this late because I didn't do it last week because I'm a bad person, is Dr. Stone. If you want to join in on Weeb Wednesday, we're watching 2 more series, and then that's gonna be the end of season 1. Because like I didn't want to just like keep this going because I knew that I was gonna start live streaming on Twitch again, and like I have other content to post, and like I need to like get back into filming ASMR and stuff. But I was glad that like we could do so we could. And if you guys wanted to come back and do season 2, we can definitely organize that. Maybe make it more of a live streamy thing. But definitely figure that out. But we're doing Dr. Stone, and then we have our last anime. I think I have it picked out. I might do a vote between a few. I have really been struggling to want to watch Dr. Stone. I do not want to watch it. I am not excited for it. So I'm making it Weeb Wednesday assignment. So I'm gonna force myself to watch it because I feel like it is so popular right now that I want to be in on the discussion. I want to have an opinion on it. And if people say it's really good, maybe it's really good. Okay? So the Twitch streams are gonna be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They're not anime related. It's just me chilling, playing games, playing piano, whatever. And they're from 4 to 7 Eastern, 1 to 4 Pacific, 9 to midnight, 9 to midnight European time. And I'm on twitch.tv/gggb, as in like good game, GB. Tomorrow we are unboxing my new Streamlabs chair. I'm giving this one to my friends. And James will be here, Ben will be here, we'll just be vibing, shooting the shit, having fun. Dr. Stone, I'm gonna start tonight, maybe, tomorrow. I have 1 week, it's 24 episodes, you can watch it on Crunchyroll. Oh my god, I have to watch so much of it. I finished Kakegururi though. That's such a hard anime to say. That was 24 episodes. But I watched it like dubbed, like on the side, because I was like, it's like a stupid anime. It's so dumb. I loved it. It was so stupid. So yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go watch that. Perfect timing. Song is done. Thank you guys so much for coming. I've already watched Kaguya-sama. I have feelings on it. Oh my god. I'll do a little poll in the Discord about Silent Voice and your name. Thank you guys so much for coming. And I'll see you tomorrow on Twitch if you want to come to that. Otherwise, I'll see you next week with a edited, polished, hilarious video featuring James on Wednesday. And Dr. Stone is due. I guess. We're kind of... It's going to shit. I don't want to do a whole video on Dr. Stone. That'd be dumb. So we'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. Thanks so much for coming. Thanks, guys. See you later. See you next time. You guys are the bomb. No, you're the bomb. No, you're the bomb. I'm so manic. All right, bye, guys. Thank you for coming. Yeah.